Welcome back to Beers and Brews. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe or follow no matter where you're listening. Not only does it help us out, but you'll know exactly when we have another one brewing. Gentlemen, we're going to do HELLBOY, and that was directed by Guillermo del Toro, who is known for directing HELLBOY. What do you guys think?
Hell, dude. Watch out for them robotic Nazis and them killer cacti. I thought it was a good time. It looks, kind of dated in some of the CGI spots, but the way it's shot is mwah.
So I thought that I had seen this movie a lot before, and it turns out that I've only seen the first 15 minutes of this movie a lot before. It's still a damn good movie, though.
That's actually a good feeling. There's more movie in this movie, and it was good.
Yeah, Ron Perlman's second best role, right behind Enemy at the Gates.
Either way, he's got you with his mitts.
Or at least one of them.
He only needs one mitt.
Brady said it perfectly beforehand in our little chat thing, is that Ron Perlman gives such a lackluster performance, but it's the character, and it's just chef's kiss. He's just so angsty.
Dude, and for him to be portraying what is supposed to be like a 20-year-old man, it's hilarious to see Ron Perlman go, "Oh no, I'm struggling with angst. Give me a beer and a cigar."
He's just Marv from Sin City, except, a little bit more devilish.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's definitely Marv if he was, still grown man ugly in his 20s.
If Marv was a pussy, that's HELLBOY.
Listen, HELLBOY has his struggles, but he's still, he can still get shit done,
Look, Marv's
fault.
out there fucking bagging tail and chopping off heads. HELLBOY is getting cuckolded by some flame lady and his fucking new handler.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think Marv got lucky, and that's why he fell in love with a hooer. But then again, they can both equally take a grenade to the face. Or a whole car.
Facts. Red means stop.
So, you know who my real favorite character in this movie is? It's the Nazi. This is a pretty badass Nazi, huh?
No,
Dude.
The fucking steampunk Nazi is a lot of fun. I was telling that to the missus before we started. Man, this evil dude, he's so evil, and it's just so fucking satisfying.
It's so cool.
I wish they elaborated more on him, because we get to see him later in the movie, and he's like all robot-y, killy guy, and he's super cool looking with his little fucking Zero from Borderlands helmet. And after he kills this guy, he lays himself down and turns himself off. It's fucking wild. And then they disassemble him, and then he puts himself back together. It's pretty fucking neat. I want more of him.
Yeah, 100%. This might cause me to read some of the graphic novels or something.
He is extremely cool. And he's one of the, iconic bits of this movie for sure. He's on the poster, dead center. But I feel like what we got of him is just perfect. I don't need to know what happened between 1945 and 2004. I don't care. He owned a bakery. None of my business. It's just the fact that the movie...
He was Argentina's top baker.
But no, he's just the perfect antagonist. He's cool, very interesting to look at. He has all these quirks and features of just this just plain evil character. Never has a line. And even with all this, I'll just call it evil charisma, the movie still doesn't show him enough. And it's got some balls to do that. This dude, he's scarred up. He's all kinds of patchworked together, 100% running on spite at this point. And he looks gross in a cool way, like a special effects kind of way, but they don't. Ooh man, they show him through opaque glass, just for a split second as he's walking through the morgue or whatever. That is fucking class. I'm sorry, I gotta gush, but there's most of this movie is knowing exactly where to point the camera and how long to keep it there.
Well, even in the very first scene, which again I've seen this scene a lot. His introduction is just so cool. It's hey, who is that? Oh, that's Hitler's top assassin. I don't even remember his name, but he's just standing there, and he's dressed in his black coat like the Nazi officer uniform, and he's got the big cap, and you don't see anything close to a face. It's just a mask, and he just looks, I don't know, like a Nazi fucking foot soldier or something.
Menacing as fuck.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Yes. I did enjoy that they threw up that fucking Nazi House Targaryen drapery back there to let you know that they went all full racial cleanse after fucking Daenerys went nuts.
Oh, yeah. Now, this opening scene takes place in Scotland for some reason. I don't know. This is a section of World War II history that must have been erased from the books.
No, I wouldn't say a race, but relegated to ancient aliens.
Oh yes, the bell and stuff like that. Like we gotta
Oh
watch
my
the whole
God.
episode.
No. If I hear the term Puma Punku one more goddamn time in my life, I'm losing it.
What the
Enough.
fuck is a Puma Punku?
God damn it! No.
What the fuck is a Puma Punku?
What drove me nuts is the Rasputin motherfucker. I kept seeing him throughout because he keeps coming back because he's Rasputin, whatever, Lazarus Pits, all these neat things. He keeps coming back, and I kept going, okay, he's got a different style every time you see him. He's got like his new metal Rasputin, we got red blood Rasputin, and then at the end he shows up, and I was looking at him, I was like, God damn, he's so familiar. Who is that? And then it killed me because I realized that he was Dracula from the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing, and then I hated him.
Man, that sucks because, like, I guess Van Helsing's like definitely one of those movies where it's just like it's bad, but like in the right mindset, maybe even brewed up would be kind of excellent. I mean,
it's definitely on my short list, by the way. But this opening scene is man, this is how we get the whole ball rolling, right? You got Nazis and they're doing this incredible like electric experimentation. They're doing something with this big electric fist and former Russian mystic, and they create a portal to another dimension or so. I don't know, but it's cool.
Super cool. Man, the glove alone is just peak cinema craftsmanship. That fucking thing is awesome, and it lasts like a whole minute on screen altogether.
You know someone poured their life into that glove, and they were so proud of it, and it gets its like 30 seconds to shine, and by God, it fucking does.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But that can't overshadow the real focus of that scene, Nazis. I hate these guys. It's like, okay, just do something, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, you gotta give them a chance first. You gotta peek out from behind the rocks and see what they're doing, and you know.
I totally get it's a movie, and I'm here to see. They rolled up, and then the portal opened. I'm just like, no.
Well, they were too busy freaking out over the size of the whammer on the baby that gets summoned up.
They said that out loud in a real movie, by the way.
Yeah. No, like that is one of the recurring lines from this movie that I'll just say. Get a load of that whammer. Well, you look at the size of that whammer, or whatever he says, and I love it. Honestly, I do.
It's definitely like 40s slang they tried to throw in there to make it kind of like smooth out. But the whole time I'm just thinking, you think they wore onions on their belt? Was that the fashion of the time?
Get out of here. They had fucking Baby Ruth.
I mean, was Baby Ruth even a thing in the 1940s? It may very well have been, but like, was it?
Absolutely.
I know the rapper had to have changed since the 40s to the fucking 90s, because that was a modern day rapper. They were just down at fucking 7-Eleven and were like, grab some Baby Ruths.
Sure looked like
it. It still has like a little advertisement to go see Godzilla in theaters.
Yeah.
Starring fucking
Size
Matthew
does
Broderick.
matter.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so what happens here, there's a big kerfuffle, you know, a shootout, some people die, but a little red ape thing comes through the portal, like in reverse, which is bad, right?
I don't know.
It would be terrible, but look at that whammer.
For real, dude. It's fucking whammer. And then an immediate cut to a Tomb Raider snow level with a blood puzzle.
Oh.
Yeah, those puzzles are pretty hard, especially if you don't have any like cannon fodder to fucking take out to solve it.
Luckily they had one.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's always the one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can definitely tell, like, who's Jim. It's that guy.
John Everyman. It's just that guy every time. There's so many John Everymans inside of The Mummy. Like, any Mummy movies got those guys. It's like, who are they? They're dead.
Well, fortunately for Rasputin, it doesn't matter if he makes it or not. He just got sucked through this spectral anus, and 60 years later, he's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm back, guys. A little redder, but a lot less deader.
That's how we roll in the Lazarus pits, dog. Yeah. Meanwhile, on television, we are introduced for the first time to, I guess, just another one of Hellboy's handlers, someone high up in the bureaucracy of whatever government agency they're in. And man, by the end of the movie, he does end up growing on you. But by God, this movie's 2 hours long, and he's in it for the entirety of it. And I fucking hated him.
Which one are you talking about?
He's talking about the guy who's just throwing tantrums all over the place because, like, I'm gonna defund this whole place because I'm racist against red people or something.
Okay, but it's not Pop from Arrested Development. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, I think it is that guy.
Yeah, he owns the banana stand.
Yeah, I only have him down as Pop through this whole thing, so...
I mean, that's fine. It's either that or that he was in Muppets from Space. Don't add me.
I don't exactly know what his role
reference.
is, but I've got him down as Pop, and I think he's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah, he's just like the big boss type character who's just had enough with how everything works. Ho, ho, hum.
What really bugged me, though, is he's pissed off about HELLBOY, who is constantly saving the world from God only knows what type of paranormal bullshit, while he has this super unsafe elevator to even access HELLBOY's locale. That's an OSHA violation. He should be on top of that.
OSHA don't give a fuck down there.
I was going to say,
It's
too deep for OSHA. Level 51 or whatever it was. They can't arrest us all.
Jeez. Fucking Fishman. Eggy Fishman.
You talking about Abe Sapien now? Oh, Doug Jones? Hell yeah.
Doug Jones?
Doug Jones.
It's just something extremely clever about him. Even just the way he's animated. It's not even a job of like computer generation. It's like this man is just so thin and flexible.
Yeah, that's just him. There's a reason that he's in everything that requires you to be like a scaly manfish.
Like Mac tonight.
Like Mac tonight.
I'm Abe Sapien. I like it.
I mean, cast him as old Greg and I'm in.
Now, see,
actually, he could be New Greg.
New Greg, yes.
Noel's pretty solid, so I'll give New Greg.
The Shape of Water. Oh no, The Shape of Bailey's.
I heard you like fish sticks.
Oh no! I'm gonna gobble you up like a little rotten egg.
All that is just great character introduction. Nothing stays too long. Like, you don't kind of like sit on one person too long and you're like, yep, that guy's gonna die. It's just like, this person does this. This is HELLBOY's dad. Let's go meet HELLBOY.
Yeah, and they do a really good job with each character, like you were saying, Eric. But every time you get to see a character, they add something new to the character, which I thought was really fun. So, like with Abe, the first time you see him, he's just Fishy Man in a tank. The next time you see him, he's Fishy Man in a suit. Next time you see him, he's Fishy Man in a suit with that fucking gill thing that, feeds him water. And the same thing with HELLBOY. He's just HELLBOY. He's just standing there with no shirt on, pumping iron. It's like Cummings smoking a cigar. Then he gets his gun, and then he gets more gear, and then he gets horns. They do a really good job. And then he gets a whole lot of kittens. Yes.
Yeah, when we finally catch up to HELLBOY, he's now a hell man, and he's putting on a Mayo Clinic. Those dumbbells.
Oh. But it's good to see Ron Perlman in this role. Like, I'm sure everyone in the cast is. I'm a huge fan of practical effects, and this whole movie is just full of top-tier practical effects. It's just a guy in a suit, but it's sold so well.
Totally, and just saying it's just a guy in a suit is a little disservice, because, you see all the prosthetics on, I'll just say, Ron Perlman alone, but, he's so comfortable in it. He is the character. It's just so weird. I can't explain it any other way.
Yeah, let's just briefly give it up for director Guillermo del Toro, who, whenever I was sitting beside him at, a couple tables beside, and we weren't that close, at the Saturn Awards, I said to myself, you know what? That man can do great physical effects, He
then turned around, looked at Chandler, farted, and drank some whiskey and ran away.
He did not run away. That is a large man.
I hear he saunters, but that's okay.
Saunters is a good word, yeah.
Now we get Ron Perlman, his introduction as HELLBOY. We get Abe Sapien. We get the handler character, another little John Everyman. This guy's like, I'm going to take over the role of your dad because apparently he's got brain cancer or some shit. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
It's not.
And they get summoned up Ghostbusters style to a library to get Slimered and battle Samuel Jackson.
Oh, nice. Just because he's black?
Oh no! But this is just another brilliant scene where HELLBOY's just going in, just I'm just so angsty. I got all these quips. It's just doing my job, yada yada yada. I don't need no help, no nothing. But along with all that other stuff, you find out really quickly he's incredibly educated on the subject. Yeah, he's a little bit of an asshole, but he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, this time he's going to get Samael, the Desolate One, the son of Nurgle, sixth of his name, and the Hound of Resurrection.
Ooh, that last one, though.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It almost kind of feels like he was about to ask Abe, like, so what's the protocol, and just shot him in the face.
Yeah, because he shot him in the face with a bullet that he liked to label as the Woiks.
I mean, it's got everything in there. It's got, silver bullet or, whatever. It's got wood just in case it's a vampire. I don't know. It's got real bullet stuff. Whatever's in those real things. I don't know.
The gun itself, the Samaritan, fucking iconic. I don't know. I just love the damn thing. It looks heavy. It's just weird. Say that.
Yes.
Like, usually props are like, they're foam, they're rubber. You don't want to hurt anybody. That looks like a fine machine piece of aluminum. It's like, damn.
Well, heavy is good.
Damn.
Heavy is reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit him with it.
There we go. I will say, on your point, Eric, with the heavy, that is a recurring theme, like his whammer. Every time he gets to use it, like he's whipping it around, and they use the sound effects of like, oof, and he'll get knocked 30 feet in the air or some shit, and his hand is always the first thing to come down because it's the heaviest or whatever, and it's whipping him around. I thought that was a really, really cool touch.
Oh, absolutely. Like having actual weight to something that should be heavy. Like when he's just, run-of-the-mill smashing through the wall with it, he's got to lug it back first before he can swing it. But of course, like with all this action and stuff, the movie really has to drill in the new guy situation. Shit's popping off, HELLBOY punches a car over his head, fucking cool as hell. And then the guy that replaced, I guess, the other guy that HELLBOY liked just for his little entourage. I don't know, he's always sulking around in the scene, just like, HELLBOY, I'm just trying to help real good and stuff.
Listen, it's like a guy that gets his master's degree in women's studies without ever seeing a woman before. He's got like schoolroom education on this kind of shit, but he's not prepared for it whatsoever.
No, he definitely looks like a guy that believes he is stored in the balls.
Oh. Now, Samael the Destroyer, whatever, he's running away, and Eric, we were discussing this before the cast. This, to me, is the shot of shots for the entire film. He's got this green tracking bullet, and he breaks it like a glow stick, and he shakes it, and it starts to illuminate. He loads it into the cylinder of the Samaritan, and, Samael is there. He's like, "Raw, I'm a monster." And he cocks the hammer back, and we get to watch this glowing green cylinder transition into the barrel. Now, instead of a glowing cylinder, it is a glowing barrel shot. It looks so fucking awesome.
Like, imagine getting struck with one of those things.
Yeah, what I've got here today is from Stone Brewing Company out of San Diego, California, I think. I don't know. It doesn't say on the can. This is Downunderstruck. This is a double IPA with Australian hops. 9% alcohol by volume. So this is a pretty strong IPA. I wouldn't have guessed that it's 9%, but you can definitely tell it's got some girth to it. It is pretty hoppy. It is certainly hoppy. It's got a good amount of that floral, strong, bitter, resinous character to it. Not a whole lot in the fruity or yeasty kind of categories. It is meant to be like one note, and that one note is hops. But if that's what you're looking for, this is a great one. No complaints from me. 9%, get them.
That's a crazy percent. Almost as crazy as Red's girlfriend, who lives in the same asylum that Bronson did. He was like, "Get out of here, you fucking cunt!"
Oh yeah, we got Selma Blair of that one scene in Cruel Intentions fame.
we discussed this a little earlier. Like, her character is very turn of the century, mopey girl. Like, it wasn't her, it'd either be like Liv Tyler or Mila Jovovich. She's just kind of here to be moody. Also, the reason why HELLBOY gets blackmailed later. Unfortunately.
I'll tell you, sign me up for that.
I guess HELLBOY's whammer isn't the only one that was getting hard for her, Chan.
Ah!
I like the cutout.
Yes.
I'm like, at this point, like, I know she's trying to get help for her, carry powers and all that stuff. But, I don't know. It just seemed like she could have just already been there. She didn't have to be at the asylum. She could have just already been at the underground place. Waste management.
Powers. I think that's more, Drew Barrymore? Right? Firestarter?
That's Prodigy.
Yeah. I just wanted to get the right Stephen King book.
Cujo.
Oh, we did that one. We did that one already.
All right.
Well, I say Cujo lovingly because, HELLBOY's kind of being treated like a dog. Just saying, getting dogged by her.
Dude,
Like, he's
yeah.
trying his best. Like, he's breaking all the rules going out there just to see her. Like, I know she doesn't owe him anything, and I'm not saying she does, but it'd been cool if she was a little nice to him, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first time she sees him, she's like, "Please do me a favor and don't come back. If you love me, if you care about me, don't come see me anymore. Go away."
But then we all look at each other and be like, what? Why go to this fucking Arkham shithole when we can go back to the secret cave? They got like HBO and bowls full of chili.
For
like, what
real?
more do you want?
Fucking stacks of pancakes a mountain size high, and she's sitting there next to some dude who's rubbing his feces on his face. The fuck?
Yes,
And all
Exactly.
those kittens are worth something.
that
Those
too.
kittens do get
And,
points.
and plus 4 free tickets to go see Godzilla thanks to those fucking baby Ruths.
Oh, fuck yeah. Godzilla
Oh.
1996? I hear it's going to be great. Or 97,
Stop.
whenever it came out with.
Doesn't matter. It just plays forever in that universe, in my
For
opinion.
real.
It can.
That and Critters 2.
The new batch?
Bitchin'.
Gremlins. Meanwhile, we got Nazi Spider-Man crawling down walls and fucking new metal Rasputin enchanting birdseed to create fucking monsters.
So I don't remember where we are in the overall plot. I've got 20 pages of notes, but it doesn't really matter. There's some Nazi shit going on, and I have him down at this point as hyper-Nazi.
Hyper-Nazi.
This whole plan was just to get him just kind of away from home base so they can sneak in and be like, hey man, we killed your pop, frowny face. And also, we
Sorry.
kind of just fucked with your... Yeah, just like, might be. And we also kind of like fucked with your girl a little bit. What you gonna do about it?
He was gonna die anyway, so like we just saved him a whole bunch of hassle, did it for him.
I do enjoy the mutual respect amongst enemies, if that makes sense.
These are on opposite sides of the good v bad spectrum, aren't they? You've got one guy who's got hell in his name, and the other guy, as far as I can tell, is a white Christian.
Well, at this point, poor old dad's dead, but, his girlfriend's back, so he's, like, conflicted, making him extra more angsty.
I don't know that
All
he's
this inf-
conflicted. I think he's just hyped that his girlfriend's back. He's like, I got a new
yeah,
dad.
you're
It don't matter. I'm getting pussy.
he's
God.
sad horny. He's sad horny, and it's a lot to
Down-
handle. And not only
Sad
that, but he
horny.
still has to clock in every day.
The word
He's
is
sad,
down
horny.
bad. Down
Oh.
bad.
I just thought he was going to go listen to Deftones.
No. It was definitely the Black Parade at the funeral.
Oh, okay. It's not the full song. He just knows the first piano note, and that's all he plays.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's like, when I was a Hellboy, my father. And just as if
Got
it cried.
stabbed by a Nazi.
Meanwhile, we got like boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl. They got an Easter egg hunt where they got to go find Samael's millions of babies. Scuba
Yeah.
Sam is down there fucking shit up. We get this really cool sewer chase scene. And again, Eric, the fucking lighting down here.
Yeah.
They've got like hues of green and hues of purple. And the Nazis hiding in the shadows. And the Hellboys running around fucking shit up. It just looks so goddamn good.
Yeah.
I give them so much credit.
It's
It's not
really
just-
visually appealing all the way around.
It's not just the color palette, though. Like, GDT, he knows exactly when to not show you something. If a place is dark, everything is dark. It just... In your mind, you're like, well, that's perfect sense. Not every movie understands that. Like, clearly this is, like, turn-of-the-century CGI, and there's, like, there's an expiration date on that stuff.
Do you think he consciously said, hey, 2004 CGI isn't going to be the same as 2023 CGI? Let's just cover it up in shadows as much as we can? You think that was a conscious thought?
If you've seen any interview with him when he's legitimately talking about the craft of filmmaking, he never holds back. I'm pretty sure he was in the studio like, it looks like horse shit. Put it in the dark. The whole movie's dark now. It just is. Because that's just
As a
the
matter of
best
fact,
decision.
I have seen, not an interview, but I was live in person with him once when he was speaking, and it was enlightening. It was at the Saturn Awards.
The man is a modern day genius.
Yeah, for sure.
He gave a speech similar to that of Jesus at Nazareth.
Well, it would take either a madman or a genius to start the third act by digging up a man and using him as a compass. Your
Oh my
move,
God.
Spielberg.
It was so good. And I've seen the new Dungeons and Dragons movie, and there's a spell known as Speak with the Dead. And they do a very similar scene to Hellboy, but the D&D movie definitely leans more into the comedic side. This has like a dark comedy vibe because this fellow was hung, and so the whole time he's talking, he's like very raspy, which I thought was a nice touch.
You want to talk about somebody who's hung? Get a load of that whammer.
God bless.
God bless. Fucking dude just waltzed into a cemetery with his whammer hanging out. I didn't know what to do. I just came back to life.
Oh shit.
I know the whole reason that they did all that stuff, they killed the old man, was to lure Hellboy to Moscow or thereabouts. That was the whole plan from the bad guys. How did Hellboy actually know that he needed to go to Moscow?
He had that little bit of scripture that his dad was working on. It was like the last thing he was dealing with before he got killed. So like at the scene of the crime, it was just all in front of him.
Okay. Yeah,
Rasputin
left that little rosary on his picture and then wrote in his father's blood, "Yo, I'm gonna be all in Russia and shit. Come get it."
From Russia with love, XOXO.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. But it seems run of the mill, but it's pretty clever. Like one-on-one, Rasputin can't confront Hellboy, so like he needs something.
And then he's got his little Nazi machine man, which gets fucking Mortal Kombat pit fatality, which I thought was pretty fitting.
Yes.
Stage fatality for the win. No, it wasn't the big gear that got him. No, it was the several small gears that were thrown afterwards by FBI desk man.
Pop, pop.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, if they're already going, the whole "your soul is mine" and then sucking it out through the mouth, like we're deep into the Mortal Kombat universe at this point.
I'm totally cool with that. Absolutely. Jean-Claude Van Damme's over there finally. Good work.
Hey, just so you guys know, he is going to be a skin for the newest one.
And apparently he's super stoked because he's been wanting into that game as a sprite forever.
Good. I'm fucking hyped for it myself. I'm almost as hot for it as the lady is about getting abused to save people, because she's like, smack me, and then he hits her and Prodigy starts playing and she turns all blue fire. And then, okay.
So she goes, smack my bitch up into Firestarter? Ooh.
Immediately. 1 second though, because I don't want to miss this. I forgot that this lady's in here. There's an immortal lady. She has nothing to do with the entire movie. She just shows up from time to time. But I was like, holy shit, is that Marcy Darcy?
You talking about Ilsa?
No.
Yes.
Ilsa, she-wolf of the SS?
Yes.
Well, that just means Rasputin's Jefferson.
Oh, I vaguely remember that.
Hellboy's over there. She's got the biggest uns I've ever seen.
The biggest uns. Oh, he's just got a no ma'am sticker on his whammer.
No, straight up. I'm just imagining Hellboy sitting over there on the couch with the big whammer right down the front of his pants.
Yes.
He has to buy like size 68 pants to get there, there's a stretch band to get that whammer down there.
He meets the chick he's all hot for, trying to help her fucking fit a pair of shoes.
No, the only way to really fit Selma Blair into this, she's got to be Kelly, and Abe Sapien has to be Buddy. It's going to get real weird here.
I mean, how is it not going to get weird? We got space hentai tentacle monsters coming.
Like I said,
that's true. Yeah, Space Cthulhu is a big part of this movie. We don't find out until the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, it turns into Stranger Things real quick.
I'm not saying it's not set up, but at the end of the day, you do realize for most of this movie, you kind of forgot, and when it comes back, you're just like, why is he all squiggly up there?
Yeah. What are you even doing up there? He's just like, here come my tentacles, and then they just leave because horns. He's like, my horns are hard, and then he's like, oh no, I got horn erectile dysfunction, and you guys are leaving.
No, I guess the portal was opening, and it opened, but he was like, it's not quite all the way yet, so let me just stab this other guy with my horn, and that'll fix everything.
You say it like it's weird. But you're right, I got the Cthulhu bogarting the door like a shopper at fucking Black Friday, just waiting to break that shit down.
Yes.
And Hellboy straight up just be like, nah, this movie's long enough, and he just like yaks Rasputin in the gut with one of his horns, which I have to admit is fucking cool. Like the moment where he just tears his horns off, I get it, moral choice, but like it's just cool, just visually appealing the way he just breaks it off, and the horns just look like the burnt end of a cigarette, like the ashes.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Yeah. He stabs him in the tum-tum, and then we get a fucking Prometheus scene where a giant dick facehugger monster falls out, and then he fights it with a stone sword and blows it up with a grenade belt because the movie's already pushing way too long.
Brady, you said it like you just walked into a pitch meeting and just like threw this at the executives, like, yeah, and this is the part where Squiggly Man dies from the inside.
Yeah,
We gotta wrap it up.
This movie does kind of run just a little bit longer than it probably should. It's like 2 hours and 5, something like that. Could be like 145.
Yeah, maybe. I kind of agree and disagree. It could be condensed elsewhere, but I do feel like the end just kind of ends. Like, good guys win. Oh, what's that? Squiggly thing. He wins too. I'm like, okay. All right.
We'll leave him in this like sort of Bloodborne, MC Escher, gothic hellscape. He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
Fuck it. It works.
Yeah, we'll get him in the sequel.
Yeah. I'll tell you what didn't work is all that love stuff. I didn't fucking care for it. I think that they could have. I'm sure it's in the comics or whatever, but it just was the weakest part.
I mean, it's fine. Like, it is a little cringy. It does have the stench of like early 2000s in there, but really, it kind of makes sense. Like, he's supposed to be like mindset of a 20-year-old, so he's just thinking with his fucking hell hog.
I personally have no problem with it. If Selma Blair was just trouncing around here, I'd probably be into her too. She could start my fire.
It's fun. It had great visuals throughout. A little long. I was a big fan.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. I like this movie a lot. This is firmly seated in like the shelf of I could watch this anytime. If it's on TV, I'll catch the back 40 and love it. It definitely shows its age, and it feels weird to say that it's almost 25 years old. But if you haven't already, check out Hellboy. Absolute recommendation.
Yeah, so we've already mentioned it enough, but this movie is extremely visually appealing. I feel like the story is better than most stories based on graphic novels as far as like actually putting it to a script. The only complaint that I have whatsoever is that it's just a touch too long. Aside from that, I'm in from the get-go. It's got cool villains, Rasputin, and a fucking mechanical Nazi. What more could you want? Sign me up every time.
That was Hellboy from 2004 specifically. If you have any strong feelings about the movie or the show, leave it in the comment section below.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Be sure to bash that bell icon, even if it's not there. If you're watching on another platform, find a bell icon and bash it so you don't miss what we've got brewing up next.
Get out there, follow us on social media. We got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. You can find us anywhere podcasts are available. Hell, we're even on YouTube. Give us a listen. We're kind of funny sometimes. And if you don't, we're going to send one of them giant Hellboy tentacle monsters coming out of space. And you're going to think it's going to be some big to-do, but then it just won't.
And then wham. Oh no. He didn't take it out for air.
Oh no!